Chicago Bears have the first pick in this year's NFL draft, and our Todd McShay floated an interesting idea on what they should do at quarterback when McShay was on Get Up earlier this week. Listen to this.
I think he's a smaller version of Patrick Mahomes. The presence he has in the pocket, the ability to feel pressure coming, the ability to see the whole field and make all the throws with really good touch and timing. He's different than all these other guys. Personally, I would take Bryce Young if I was Chicago. I would do it because I would want Bryce Young because I think he's an upgrade over Justin Fields, and I want his rookie contract so I have 5 years. But I don't think they're going to wind up making that decision.
Mike T, I feel like I've heard this idea somewhere before from someone that looked a little like you. What do you think?
I think Todd McShay is really smart. I completely agree for a lot of the reasons Todd mentioned, and I would just take it a step further. You would have a massive amount of cap space to go out and sign a bunch of good free agents the way Jacksonville did last year with guys like Evan Ingram and Brandon Scherf. And you should get at least a first-round pick, maybe more for Justin Fields. So you get a great young quarterback in Bryce Young. You now reset that clock in terms of the quarterback rookie deal, and you should get at least a one, maybe more for Justin Fields. So now there's a number of ways you can improve your team with a quarterback that I believe has a chance to be really special in Bryce Young.
Interesting idea, Coach. What do you think?
I think you got to help him with some offensive linemen, get him a couple receivers. You got a guy, a big quarterback. Last time I checked, Chicago plays outside. It gets cold in November and December. This guy fits the mold of a quarterback that can play in Chicago. You need a big guy, not a little guy. Look, I like that quarterback that's coming out we're talking about. Yeah, that's tremendous. But in Chicago, different atmosphere, different conditions to play under.
So 2 points here. First of which is I do believe that the Chicago Bears will do all their homework on this, figure out what kind of haul they'd get for that first overall pick, maybe even look into what they would get for Justin Fields and do all the math to see what makes sense. But I would say this is easier said than done. This takes guts. I mean, if you don't pull this off, and if ultimately Justin Fields turns out to be better than the quarterback you picked, you will be looking for another job, and it will not be easy to find one. Justin Fields is very popular in Chicago. He is very well liked. He is obviously ascending. So I'm not saying that it's not the right move, and it takes guts to succeed in the NFL. I get all that. But ultimately, this would be one of the most brazen moves, maybe since the Arizona Cardinals sent Josh Rosen off and drafted Kyler Murray. Seems that worked out well. This one, maybe even bolder.
Yeah, and look, Kansas City had Alex Smith, and they traded up for Patrick Mahomes, and the rest is history. And I'm not saying that Bryce Young's Patrick Mahomes, but I think he's going to be pretty darn close. And while I like Justin Fields, this number is important. He has 140 combined sacks, fumbles, and interceptions over the last 2 years, and he's only played in 27 out of a possible 34 games. That came from our friend Hembo. So to me, he has parts of his game he has to clean up. Now, if you're Chicago and you make this decision, a team like the Atlanta Falcons, to me, is tailor-made for Justin Fields' skill set, can make plays with his feet. They got some really good young talent on offense, and it's a little bit of a homecoming for him as well. So, yeah, it takes some guts, Jeff, but if you're trying to win a championship, get the quarterback with the highest ceiling, and in my mind, that's clearly Bryce Young over the next 3 to 5 years.
How vital is it for the Chicago Bears to get this quarterback position right? They remain the only active franchise that has never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards in a single season.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.